Hey friends! In today's video, I wanted to talk about being resilient. In my life, I have kind of had a hard time seeing why being resilient is so important, because as I keep struggling day to day, I am finding myself asking myself, why am I continuing on? Why am I working so hard when I'm not seeing the fruits of my efforts? Like, why? Why is this so hard? But let me tell you, recently I had a really hard day. I was struggling to find happiness. I was getting really irritable and angry, really moody. And then I started finding myself thinking suicidal thoughts. And I was thinking, oh great, everything that I have been working hard for the past month to get to a better baseline, to get to a better positive way of thinking, all of that is gone. It's just out the window. I am going to be finding myself staying in bed again, finding myself not eating again, not wanting to spend time with family, and just starting all over. But what happened in my mind was I started seeing the future if I continued down this path. I started seeing myself maybe even actively trying to commit suicide, or desiring to go back to the BHU and staying there for a long time, and then I wouldn't be spending time with my family and I would lose precious time with my family. And it would just get really messy. And so I really, the two paths of my life went over my mind, and I decided, you know what? I don't want to head down this dark and ugly path. So once I made that decision, the rest kind of started to fall into place, and I was finding myself resilient. And the day following this very morbid day was one of the best days that I had had in a while. And so being resilient, you may not see your efforts as quickly as you would like to, but they are there and they are coming. So let's talk about some of these different resilience skills. This first one is having perspective, living to learn, and creating meaning. Ask questions based on learning and priorities. What is the lesson from this? What can I learn from this experience? What is most important now? If I think outside the box, what are some better answers? Now this is a pretty big one, because when you're depressed, you are not creative. You can't see a different perspective. All you see is, oh, this sucks, this is horrible. And your experiences, that's all you can take from them, is this was a bad experience. In life, we're not meant to necessarily experience bad or good. What we are here to do is learn. So I love that it says, how can I learn from this experience? Because that's all any of this is. Life is meant for learning. So what can you learn? What can you gain from your struggles? Number 2 is seek support and build relationships. Set clear boundaries. Asking the right people for help. Do something simple and kind for someone else. Call a friend or family member every day to check in and talk, or join a club or take a community class. Now, I kind of mentioned this in a previous video of how to build a better baseline. If you cannot talk to family members every day, you might need to make time. For a while, I set up a group texting with my parents and my husband. My parents are both life coaches, mentors, and so about 4 or 5 times a day for a while, I was texting them, checking in and telling them how I am currently feeling. And if I wasn't feeling so good, they would give me some insight and being like, how can you change your perspective. What can you do to move to a better state of mind? Number 3 is don't get stuck in the mud. If you only pay attention to the mud, you won't see the sky above. Sometimes life circumstances and personal setbacks can haunt and prevent someone from seeing true potential and recognizing new opportunities. Every moment we are alive, we can make new choices that help us move on and step toward a better future. Create and work on a simple goal and track progress by writing it down. Complete a wellness plan or journal the answer to the questions above. This one's easy to get stuck in the mud. When we're depressed, all we can see is like it can get really hard to get out of the mud. And so having a goal, that is big, because I have noticed as I have gotten depressed, I lose sight of myself and I have no vision and I have no purpose. And so when you have a goal, even if it's just a small goal of maybe tidying up your room, it can be as simple as that, but it is still something to work towards. And when you work towards something and you take these little steps towards that goal, you start building this accomplishment energy, and that helps you feel really good and gives you purpose. Number 4 is thrive on your strengths while exploring new potential. Every person has natural strengths. A person either needs to acknowledge their strengths, I think that's a big one for some of us, or be willing to explore new abilities and potential. Take care of yourself daily and do daily self-soothing. Give yourself permission to treat yourself with compassion and kindness, the kindness you would give to a friend. Find time in your schedule daily to do something you enjoy. Think about a time in your life where you had a difficult time but made it through it. Document this or write an affirmation to be read multiple times a day. Make sure it's in the present tense. I used to use affirmations all the time, and I don't actively read them anymore, but I've got them still in my room. Now, this little tip where it says make sure it's in present tense, if you put your affirmation in the future, it will always be in the future. It will never be now. So when you write an affirmation, you need to say, for example, I am a loving and kind mother. Say it as it already is, and it will become. Number 5, keep options open. Ask yourself what true success or happiness looks like for you. Maybe you don't even currently know what that is. Be curious, flexible, and willing to see other paths if you come across a dead end. Look for the positive. Each day, write down 3 things for which you're grateful for. Exercise, practice mindfulness and meditation, or talk to your support system about your ideas and get feedback or new ideas for your life. Again, I mentioned a lot of this in a previous video. I'll link that at the end of this video. Keeping options in your life to move forward and getting new ideas and different perspectives can just bring about this sense of creativity, because you essentially are the creator of your life. What do you want your life to look like? Number 6, find humor in life. Laugh and have fun. Laughing and humor help to lighten a situation and release endorphins. Oftentimes, people forget to have fun and enjoy life. Give yourself permission to do this. Do something fun and enjoyable today. Tell a joke or watch a funny video clip or listen to music. This is something that I have been actively working on currently. I've been trying to play games first thing when my kids come home. I used to be so ornery when they came home. I didn't used to look forward to them coming home, which then I started thinking, well, geez, if I feel that way, then they're not going to look forward to coming home. And what is that going to do when they're teenage years and they start to rebel and they don't even want to be home? And then I'm like heartbroken that I mean, I was that way. I never wanted to be home. I wanted to be with my friends. And so by creating a more fun environment, that is helping to lift the energy that is in my home. Because I used to just, as soon as the kids come home, oh, do your chores, get your chores done, get your homework done. And then by the time they were done, then it was time to have dinner. Then we're supposed to unwind and do a little bit of family time and go to bed. So by changing my focus and bringing some more light energy, it has helped even me. There was a period of time with my children when everyone was just fighting. Everyone was just angry and so mad and hating each other. And I said, what are some ways that when you feel yourself getting mad at someone, what can you do to change your focus? And my suggestion was, when someone's getting mad at you, just make a silly face at them, because they will not be able to stay mad at you. I tested it out on my oldest. She was so grumpy and so ornery, and she was just having a hard day. And I just looked at her and I started I just started looking at her like really weird, and she couldn't keep her serious, angry focus anymore. She couldn't even almost hold back a smile, and it just totally changed her outlook. And she was able to just be like, you know what? Yeah, it's no big deal. And it's kind of silly that I was so mad about it. And she was able to move on from it. And the last one is resolve to never give up. You need to choose now that you will never give up, because when you get in that state of horrid, depressed muck, you're gonna think, oh, I can just give up. It's no big deal. But if you've already chosen to never give up, it will help you to move forward. Now keep in mind, it is okay to let yourself have those bad days. It is okay to do nothing and just do what feels good for the day. You don't need to spend every day trying to move forward. It's okay to have those bad days. But you've already decided that you won't give up. So like in my example, that I was suicidal and then the next day was one of the best days I had in a while. That was because I had already chosen that I was not going to give up, so I was able to move forward. So that is all that I have prepared for this video. If you found it helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and would like to see more of these videos, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And for those of you that have been with me for a while, thank you so much for all your love and support. It really, really helps me to continue to make these videos and even move forward in my own life. You are part of my number 2, seeking support and having relationships. So thank you so much. I hope you guys are well, and I will see you in the next video.